Hey everyone, it's me, Canadensis. Welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I post new doll and toy related videos multiple times every week, and in today's video, I wanted to discuss La Di Da. I don't mention it too often, but La Di Da is actually the reason that I am a doll collector today. The first doll to pull me over the edge when I was an anxious tween, too embarrassed to ask my parents for the Monster High dolls that I had been fawning over for years by that point, was actually a La Di Da doll. Thus, I thought it would be fitting to kick off this doll history series with the seldom discussed but fondly remembered La Di Da dolls. Before we start our deep dive into La Di Da and take a look at the adorable dolls, we need to start with some contextual information. So, here we go. La Di Da was a doll brand created by Spin Master, a Canadian toy company that was founded in 1994. They have a lot of very iconic, important toy brands, but they're mainly more on the boys' side of the market, and that's an industry term. I'm using it loosely as an industry term. Spin Master created a few doll brands prior to La Di Da, including Key Charm Cuties, a Polly Pocket competitor released in 2001 that Spin Master cites as their first large-scale financial failure. I was surprised to read about these because I was truly under the impression that the Liv dolls were the first dolls that Spin Master had created. If the name Liv rang a bell to you, yes, Liv was a doll brand that had its first release in 2009. I thought it would be good to grab us a reference doll. Liv was meant to be a higher-end fashion doll that was more realistic, more toned down, and more innovative than other dolls on the market, namely Barbie. And I think at the time especially, they really did a good job at this. They have really impressive articulation, including, I believe, the introduction of the double-jointed knee at the playline scale and specifically in a full series of dolls. Nearly all of them have this. I know it had been used before, but in the US playline doll market, this was amazing. And they also had a fun wig swapping feature so that you could customize them quite a bit more. I love these dolls. And despite all of those fun things, unfortunately, the fashion doll market is really volatile, and Liv, despite having built a loyal cult following that Spin Master themselves actually acknowledge, was considered a financial failure, and it ended up getting quietly discontinued in 2012. Right, it's time! It's 2012, it's time for the launch of La Di Da. La Di Da's premise is that the four characters, Dee, Sloane, Tylee, and Cyan, are fashion students, and they all come together to create a fashion label dubbed La Di Da to show off their designs. Prior to their retail launch in the summer of 2012, La Di Da is unveiled at the New York Toy Fair, or the North American International Toy Fair, an industry trade show. Spin Master had a beautifully decorated booth that showcased the dolls really well, and Girl Dee, the fancy signature doll of their titular character, was front and center. The doll's emphasis in advertising was that her outfit could be DIY'd via different elements, like a skirt that has this working drawstring so that you could change the shape of it from I believe it's called an A-line skirt, like this, to a bubble skirt and anything in between, so it creates a really fun, unique look. And she also had these accessories that have Velcro, so you can change their location. So she has this big rose in her hair, as well as a little bow on her outfit, and you could swap their little positions if you wanted to. And I think this is my favorite part. I mean, the skirt is the coolest part, but this is so fun. She has these leggings that are really just a tube so that you can use them as leggings or bunch them up into leg warmers. When I first saw the commercials for this doll, I remember being so excited at the idea of being able to customize my doll as a feature. It was really clever, and now that I do actually have her, I have to say that it was incredibly well executed. I also love that the dolls came with extra DIY ideas in their little books, stickers, and accessories. In addition to Girl Dee, they also launched with the Sweet Party dolls. The story with the Sweet Party line is that the girls designed sweets-themed outfits for Dee's sweet 16th birthday party. And my first La Di Da doll, and my first doll as a collector, was actually Sweet Party Cyan. I had enjoyed lurking the doll section of the My Little Pony forum that I spent a lot of time on, and I was already comfortably collecting My Little Pony, and she reminded me of Minty, so I didn't feel like I was straying too far from that territory with her. Upon the brand's launch, I bravely asked my dad to take me to Toys R Us so that I could pick out my new Minty doll after months of hype. I thought she was so beautiful, and I loved that they sort of look like Playline pull-up dolls, at least a 12-year-old me, and also my mom. Unfortunately, though, I hadn't realized the DIY convertible clothing was exclusive to Girl Dee, at least at the time, so I was a bit let down. Thankfully, though, she is a really, really fun doll. This is not my original one. My original one lost her button, I took her hairstyle out, and I cut up her leggings. Most of the Lottie Da dolls, despite the branding of them and the kind of idea behind certain ones that they advertised a lot, like City Girl Dee, you cannot restyle them even a little bit. The pieces are sewn into place and they're a little bit delicate, so they weren't really good for that DIY style play. I had a lot of fun, but in hindsight, that wasn't the best. That doll turned out looking a mess, and I do still have her and I do still love her, so yay. Due to this letdown, and mostly because my next doll ended up being a Monster High doll, I hadn't really gone back to Lottie Da until I became an adult. Okay, tangent aside, that's probably the last one. I really like the Sweet Party collection. I love their super soft, fluffy Kanekalon hair and their gorgeous makeup. And their outfits are really very detailed for the price that the dolls sold for, and they're just really cool and unique. The materials they use are quite different from other brands. By the way, all of the dolls in the Lottie Da series, almost all of them I should say, have a special little like pun or title name for their designs. So Sloan was Lollipop Swirl. I do have all of the dolls in this series, at least in some form, but these are my only two that are complete enough for display. And I do have her shoes, they just fall off really easily, so she doesn't wear them. Anyways, Sloan is Lollipop Swirl. Dee is Dots of Style, Tylee is Cotton Candy Crush, and Cyan is Peppermint Pose. I love that name, it's so cute. The final doll series that Lottie Da launched with was the Runway Vacay collection. And I actually have 3 out of the 4 dolls in this collection, yay! In canon, the girls are inspired by a fashion field trip around the world. I remember there was like a webisode or something that they truly do just fly around the world. They're just like, all right. This time, in canon, the dolls are inspired by their fashion field trip around the world. They specifically highlighted India, France, Japan, and Kenya. Dee's inspiration was India, and she came up with Bollywood Bright in response. Sloane's inspiration was Kenya, and her design was Safari Dream. Side note, how cool is it that Kenya was included in this line? I have never seen any country in Africa brought up in a fashion inspiration type line, except in stereotypical ancient Egyptian inspired looks, so I think this doll really rocks. She's adorable, and I love that she wasn't inspired by a place that's been covered 1,000 times. Like France? Anyways, Cyan was inspired by France with her look Vive la France. I love this doll's shoes and tights, by the way. Like, look at these tights. So cute. I love this outfit. And finally, we have Tylee as Kabuki Cutie, inspired by Japan. This look is so cool. This is another incredibly unique and innovative look for a fashion doll, especially at the playline. Okay, that was a lot, but we are still not done with the launch. In addition to these 9 dolls, there were also fashions, dog sets, and a fashion sketchbook. There were 4 fashion packs at launch, each with some customizable feature, like City Girl Dee. Side note, I've been obsessed with the sugar-coated fashion since its launch, and for some reason I still haven't gotten a hold of it, but it's so cute. Just look at this outfit. I don't think Lottie Da was perfect by any means, but wow, were the fashions distinct and unique among the doll market. And they're well made too. If the fashion packs weren't inspiring enough for the budding designer, there was also the fashion sketchbook. I wanted this so badly when it came out, and I never ended up getting it, but I had a similar one, and I do have it now, and I'm so grateful for that. At the time, it was pretty standard following Monster High's success to release pets to correlate with your dolls, whether that be packaged with the dolls like Monster High or packaged separately from the dolls, and Lottie Da was no exception. The last release for the launch of Lottie Da was Le Bun's Closet, 3 figure sets that featured Le Bun, Dee's dachshund, wearing fashions made from leftovers from the designs in canon, of course. Following the pattern of other doll brands from the 2010s, Lottie Da, of course, launches with a website, including games, videos, DIYs, and more. It seems that Spin Master was hopeful that Lottie Da would succeed because they really did put a lot into their large launch. Spin Master was not a publicly traded company until 2015, so unfortunately I can't really discern whether or not Lottie Da's launch was considered successful. I kind of doubt it. Lottie Da did continue with another release anyways, so that's good, right? Spin Master must have had faith that it would pick up steam over time since they did let it go through for another year. All right, you guys, we've made it to part 2 of the deep dive section of this video, which is about 2013, the last year of Lottie Da. Very, very sad, but it is a really strong year with some really, really cool releases, so I think it'll be fun to cover it regardless. So, part 2, 2013. Lottie Da continues with steady releases throughout 2013. The girls get their first playset this year with the Garden Tea Party playset to accompany the Garden Tea Party dolls. By the way, This is the premise for the line as stated in the online listing descriptions. I just thought it was cute. You're invited to an outrageously fashionable tea party. A rooftop garden gave the Lottie Dow girls awesome design ideas. Now they're throwing a garden party to show off their deluxe outfits. In addition to the cute little description for the premise for the line, we also get a description of the playset and how it can be played with. So it said, help them get ready by creating the ultimate rooftop garden scene. With movable pieces, crafty accessories, stickers, and dry erase markers, you can design and decorate again and again. After the tea party, you can even flip the background and design a nighttime city scene. Grab your teacup and RSVP to the hottest rooftop party in town. I love the way the creatives behind Lottie Da describe the world that the girls live in, and they also invite the customer in, and it's adorable. And once again, I absolutely love all the fun DIY elements to the playset. I wish I had this one. It really looks super, super fun. I wish I had this one. It looks super fun, and it's such a great centerpiece for the dolls, which, by the way, are so cool. I absolutely love the theming for this line. My favorite is definitely Dee as Beelicious. I love her hairstyle, color scheme, cool glasses, and the little shapes in her eyes. Ironically, this is the one doll that I do not have yet from this line. I do have all three of the others, so let's check them out. This line features Cyan as Sunflower Burst, and as of note, not every name is as cute and creative as the others. We also have Sloan as Butterfly Blast and Tylee as Ladybug Look. This is another very solid line from Lottie Da, and I love it. I don't see this series brought up much, but to be fair, I don't really see Lottie Da in general brought up much. It seems that maybe the fashion line wasn't quite working out for the Lottie Da girls as they, in universe, get a job at a smoothie bar. I'm surprised they all managed to get hired together, by the way. And side note, why is this always depicted as such a cool girl job in kids media? I used to do the smoothies at McDonald's and make all the coffee drinks and all the different little things at Tim Hortons, and it sucks. I hated it. Anyway, the official description for these dolls notes that their uniforms were kind of ordinary, so they each designed fruity, cute, new work outfits. Canonically, did the Lottie Da girls just go up to their manager and say, these outfits, ordinary, we're gonna make our own? And are they wearing these outfits every day to work, or were they just kind of inspired and thinking about it? I guess that's some inspiration for the play. I like it. This line is grounded more in reality, but also is still fantastical, and I love that about these lines. Lottie Da is ridiculous, and I love it. Anyway, Tylee's outfit is Grape Shake-Up. Probably my least favorite in the line. She's cute, but I do have the doll, and she's just kind of underwhelming to me, and she's not on my display, so that's why she's not out right now. Cyan went with Sweet and Sour, which is a grapefruit theme, and Dee was inspired by watermelons, so she designed Watermelon Mist, and lastly, Sloan was inspired by pineapples with Tropical Twist. Cyan has my favorite look in this line, by the way. Sloan's confuses me as it comes off less as a fun fashion twist, pun intended, and more like a pineapple Halloween costume. Though I do absolutely love her dress design. I think it's just that headband that she's wearing for me. I don't know. In 2013, we see the release of the Fairytale Dance line, which might be Lottie Da's magnum opus, at least in my opinion and among the dolls that actually released, and we'll get there. This line rocks. The official description states that this time, the Lottie Da girls have designed outfits inspired by their favorite fairy tales. Sloan is dressed as Rad Riding Hood, who's not afraid of the big bad wolf. Cyan is dressed as Rapunzel with her lovely long locks highlighted with a streak of purple to coordinate with her outfit. Pretty in pink, Dee is the Frog Princess with her very own crown headband and lily pad furs. Finally, Tylee is dressed as the beautiful Snow Queen with her wintry makeup and snowflake collar. I really appreciate the choices that the designers made on which fairy tales they wanted to include in this line. I love a Frog Princess theme, and I think they did a great job on Dee's Frog Princess. Though I'm a bit perplexed by Sloane's little Red Riding Hood outfit, as she simply doesn't have a hood. She just has this bow thing. I think it's a really cute outfit, and I just feel like it's kind of an important feature for recognizing Little Red Riding Hood, but regardless, this doll's absolutely gorgeous, and she's definitely one of my favorites in the line. Tylee and Cyan's dolls are also phenomenal. I refuse to actually pick a favorite with this line because I just don't have enough of them to form a full opinion, and from the stock photos, I will pick a different one each time I look. They're all incredible. This line is special and unique, as there's more than just 4 dolls. There's an extra. Dee returns as Cinderella with her horse, Prancy? I sort of got the impression that these girls lived in New York City, so I'm stunned that Dee's family seemingly owns a horse. Maybe they actually live in some sort of small town in Wisconsin. I'm really not sure. I would move mountains to have this Dee doll. She's incredible. Not much actually clues you into her Cinderella theme, but, you know, I don't really care. I love her. Prancy is also super well done. The Cinderella Dee doll is pretty rare, as this is a relatively unknown release and was a Toys R Us exclusive, and Prancy was also released separately, so she's a bit more common. Okay, moving on from the doll series releases, we also have some fashion packs and Le Bun's closet sets, two of which correlate to the fashion packs, and one of them matches with Belicious Dee. So cute. And there's also a new pose for Le Bun introduced in this line. Finally, we have our signature deluxe DIY doll release for 2013, the I Love Le Bun Dee. Her fashion designer customization features were a skirt that could be turned inside out. Allow me to demonstrate. Here's the skirt. It says Le Bun, and then you could take the skirt off. It's not super graceful to do, and then you could flip it inside out, and you have this multi-tiered skirt. Surprised they didn't do the Velcro all the way down. That would have just made it easier to do this part, but it's okay. Yeah, there you go. Bit difficult. It's not super graceful to do this on camera. Oh my goodness. Ta-da! Reversible skirt. That is super fun. I do like the drawstring thing better. It just feels more exciting, but this is super cute too. And there's also little Velcro pieces because she had accessories that you could move around. Mine's just not complete. That is okay. But she's really not missing that much stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of this one. She is fun and cute, and I'm glad that I have her, but she doesn't feel as distinct and special as the other La-Di-Da dolls, like all of them across the board. As mentioned previously, there was also a set of fashion packs for 2013. Only 3 new fashions were released, with one having been repeated from the previous set. Once again, these fashions have the customization gimmick with drawstrings, extra accessories, and other fun details. I don't see these in people's collections much, but I think they're great, especially the sailor one. There was also a random playset release, seemingly disconnected from any other La-Di-Da dolls. Perhaps there was a series to accompany this set planned? I don't know. Dee's Ribbon Salon comes with a very cute and plain Dee doll with an adorable chair and a bunch of ribbons that could be used to customize her and her outfit. I wish we'd seen more dolls like this, and I don't even mean playsets. I just mean dolls that come with little extras so that you can customize her and make her your own a little bit more. And that brings us to the end of La-Di-Da. Only one doll series hit store shelves, with 2 entire planned series left completely unreleased, and many more that we likely won't ever know about. I was super sad to see them go, but I mean, it's understandable. If you were collecting at the time, it was truly so competitive, and there were so many incredible doll lines on the market, and more were coming out multiple times a year. And I'm honestly surprised that La-Di-Da held its own and kept the shelf space for the year that it did. I remember seeing the final line on shelves and being impressed by them, but I'd been so preoccupied with other lines like Winx and Monster High that I just wasn't paying attention, so I didn't realize that it was the last series. Strangely, the art show series only featured Cyan and Dee, and I really wonder if those 2 were the only 2 that were actually planned for release, or if the other 2 were designed and just didn't make it to market. Anyways, Cyan's look is inspired by Impressionist art, and I love the entire design. Her green eyes are so striking with her purple hair and outfit. I do also have Dee, who was inspired by pop art, and she is so cool and creative. I absolutely love her. I love her big bow on her dress, and her dress design in general is so cool. She's so cute and well done. And there was one more series released. This series is relatively obscure to the point that I couldn't really find release info on it. I don't know exactly when it released. It might have come out in early 2014, but I suspect it came out in late 2013 like these ones. And I don't really think it even got site listings. Like, I couldn't find any stock photos of it. These were slim packaged, cheaper, sweet party dolls. I want these so badly. I love seeing the ways that designers will simplify their existing designs for budget release dolls, and I'm not sure if most people are even aware of these ones, as I wasn't until more recently. I love how Sloane's hair looks, and I love that the dress on Cyan is using the fabric from her leggings on the original doll. Isn't that so cute? To end our deep dive, we are going to be taking a look at La-Di-Da's pretty extensive graveyard of unproduced dolls. La-Di-Da ends with very few taking notice by early 2014. They were outcompeted by the other really cool dolls on the market, and I love that throughout its life, it stayed true to the highly detailed and unique fashion style, and you can see that elevating in the graveyard of dolls that they just didn't have time to produce or didn't get a chance to put onto the market. And looking back, it's easy to point out the issues that may have contributed to the line's lack of success. La-Di-Da dolls didn't have the articulation that became the standard, with popular dolls like Monster High, which was on top of the world during Lottie Da's launch year, and their price point wasn't competitive with other doll brands like Monster High that were able to give more articulation and more accessories for the same price or less. Lottie Da did have some media, but it lacked a media empire, which was kind of the standard for a successful doll brand at the time, with lines like Monster High, Barbie Life in the Dream House, and Ever After High, which came out while Lottie Da was on shelves. And I also feel that Lottie Da didn't always market and implement their gimmick effectively, which is a shame, as I really think more dolls with that heavy emphasis on interactive DIY like Girl Dee and I Love Le Bun Dee could have really helped Lottie Da stand out in this fiercely competitive market. During the incredibly short run of Lottie Da, we saw the launches of Jack's Pacific's Winx Club dolls, MGA's Bratzillaz, Pinky Cooper, Ever After High, Novi Stars, and many more brands. I just think the timing was unfortunate. With the end of Lottie Da, there was a line slated for release that never actually hit store shelves, and it was a second series of Juicy Crush, and what a shame that this didn't hit stores. These dolls are glorious! Look at Sloane! These dolls seemingly were pretty close to release, as they actually showed up on shopping sites, but if you tried to order them, they were never fulfilled. The line seemingly was intended for release in 2013, as they were spotted at New York Toy Fair that same year. Dolls of the line were Tylee as Pomegranate Berry Bliss, Dee as Strawberry Kiwi Cutie, Cyan as Peach Mango Glow, and Sloane as Fruit Punch Party. These dolls are so stunning, and I desperately wish that even a few of them had made it to market because they're absolutely magical. I love Dee's headband, and Sloane and Tylee's overall looks are so strong, and I think the designers did such an incredible job on them. Cyan is the one that I don't fully love this time. She's a super strong design still, but it just doesn't pay off for me. I don't know. And I don't have context for this next one, but this one haunts me. It keeps me up at night, and I really wish we had more photos. I love circus-themed dolls, and these ones are so good. These are the best Lottie Da designs that we know of, at least in my opinion. I absolutely adore Sloane's look. Her little umbrella accessory is so cute, and Tyenne's concession tray is precious. Dee also is just the perfect little ringmaster, and Cyan's clown look is, like, life-changing, soul-changing. Why did these dolls not come out? Why did these dolls not come out? I'm so bummed that Lottie Da didn't last even just like 3 months more so that we could have seen those dolls, because it seems like the dolls were just going to keep getting better and better with more fun details and more incredible designs. And I really wonder what the entire Lottie Da team is up to now. We can actually see what 2 of them are up to because they've been so gracious to be public with their design portfolios. Jamie Tracht has posted some of her insights to her design portfolio, which I will link in the description of this video. Jamie's portfolio reveals the original Girl Dee design, which I do really like, but I definitely prefer the new version of the dress. I just think it fits the theme a little bit better. And I love the little showpiece that's behind her, by the way. That is a little discussed, seldom discussed part of doll design, and they're usually thrown out after the original like presentation pitch meeting for the dolls, but it's just so fun. It's so whimsical and magical, and I love it. It's so artsy, just like Lottie Da. A major loss, by the way, is that we were supposed to get Sloane and Dee's signature looks, and the looks are incredible. I love Dee's bob and Sloane's adorable hat, and the star reflections in the eyes are super, super cute. I mean, I'm a sucker for dolls with creative eye shines, so makes sense. The designer, Jamie Tracht, says, Trot? Let me know. She says that they were inspired by Gossip Girl, which she notes was popular at the time, and there was also an ice skating Dee doll. You may have seen this design before, as it was used in some of the accompanying media, but it never actually came out. But there was a doll actually created for it, and she looks great. This doll, to me, really exemplifies how impressive the designers behind Lottie Da really were. They got inspiration from so many different places and were able to pull together the elements into really special and unique designs, and they work. Even if there's a really big Russian hat mixed with a really tiny, cute dress with like a long train, all of these elements just kind of tie together really, really nicely, and that takes a good designer. You can't just take like 14 things that you think are cute and slam them together and call it a day. You actually have to have an eye for it. It's hard to explain, but I'm very impressed by Lottie Da is my point. The designer also shows a special version of Holiday Dee. She has the most adorable Le Bun ornament with her. I wish they had at least released that. I'm so bummed about this one not releasing. The designer notes that she was designed to be like a glamorous couture wrapped present. And I do wonder if the final doll would have had those awesome rooted eyelashes. I do wonder how that would look on the La-Di-Da face. It looks good on the prototype. The designer also shows off another holiday doll, Easter Dee. She never made it to doll form, and it's unknown how far into production that she got, but her design is incredible. I love her. And there's also insights into some of the release dolls. So if you're interested, make sure to check out her portfolio. There's a lot of really cool information. And speaking of designers with their portfolios public on the internet, another designer, Michelle Lucas, has shared sketches of an unknown unreleased series, including Sloane and another character, probably Dee, because it says she has light skin and blue eyes. So I think it's Dee. She's very cute. Both of these dolls are excellent. Like, specifically that piano outfit, that is life-changing. Where did these go? What are these? I want them. Anyway, while I was writing an article about La-Di-Da earlier this year, I stumbled upon an unreleased fashion pack, and I found its stock image, and I hadn't heard of this before, and I've never seen this stock image posted anywhere. The pack was called Rain or Shine, and I think it's super, super fun. And while I was kind of investigating further into this pack to make sure it's not just obscure and it never came out or something, or like maybe it's obscure but it did come out. So I went and looked into it a little deeper, and I didn't find any evidence that it did come out, but I did find that we did know about this fashion pack already. I didn't, but at least a few people did, because Dolly News on Tumblr shared a graphic, which seems to be an official graphic. I don't know where this was obtained from, maybe one of those like surveys that used to go around. And it explains that the other fashions intended for release, likely in late 2013 or early 2014, were two of the old fashion packs just getting a re-release, the Sailor and the Picnic one, makes sense, they're awesome, as well as the Rain or Shine style and the Fashion Fix-It outfit. These fashions are really, really cool. Okay, I forgot to mention this one, so I'll just throw her in here. This is another unreleased doll that was shown at Toy Fair in 2013 and has some stock images floating around. Schoolgirl Dee. Okay, this stock image sucks, so here's a picture from Toy Fair. This was taken by Idle Hands blog. I will link in the description. She was spotted at 2013 as well as some of the other dolls, but she was canceled at some point, so she never really saw her release. And I think she's really cool. I'm actually surprised that they did not proceed with her release. Like, if she was in the works at the same time as Le Bun Dee, why did Le Bun Dee come out instead of this one? I don't know. But anyway, huge shout out to Paul Nomad of Idle Hands blog for sharing these photos online, because a lot of these old Toy Fair pictures, especially of the like girls industry term side of the market, don't super exist, or they're not great, so I really appreciate it. And I think it's funny that in the stock photo that surfaced, it's like the one of the looks that you can mix and match to create, but not the best. But the look that the doll is wearing at Toy Fair, which seems to be her packaged look, is so good. So good. This graveyard of unreleased dolls from La-Di-Da is such a strong portfolio. I love all of the dolls that came out, and it's easy to say like, oh, if these had just come out, it would have been so much more successful, but I don't think that's true. Truly, I think La-Di-Da just came out at a horrible time, and it's kind of a niche doll line. So anyway, let's get into a discussion of like what I think happened, and I don't know. Let's get to the conclusion. All right, you guys, that is it for this one. I hope you have enjoyed this walk through the short life of a doll line that has faded into obscurity. I think it's a shame that this line isn't discussed more often, as it's such a fun concept, and it was so well executed, as I have probably annoyingly at this point repeated like 6 times in this video. I think each doll had a really strong standout design, and they don't feel like a bunch of recolors of a similar design like a lot of other doll brands will, especially at the beginning of doll brands' lives. And these dolls are truly in a league of their own in that aspect. So I'm pretty surprised that they're not popular with collectors, as they truly are such unique and fun dolls. Just their overall look is very unique. I know it's a little bit of a niche, as I know not everybody likes the big-headed doll look, but they do remind of dolls like Pull-Up, which are very popular with collectors. And they are playline dolls, but there's plenty of collectors that specifically enjoy playline dolls like me. I mostly have playline dolls. I enjoy a collector doll, but there's just something magical about the mass market produced dolls that were meant to just be played with. And it's really fun to see how the designer's visions come through in that regard. I don't know. It's a shame that Love Le Bun didn't have more time to truly come into their own and carve their own space in the doll market. I think that if Love Le Bun had had a little bit more time to implement their gimmick a little bit better, or kind of get it known that they were on the market and how they worked, and actually have the dolls consistently have that gimmick, then Love Le Bun would have had its own little space and it would have been able to carve its space, and maybe it wouldn't have lasted any longer, I don't know, but at least it would have had more of a uniqueness to it, because I think this line is super unique, but the selling point of this is a really nice doll doesn't always work. You kind of have to have something to it. And I think the City Girl Dee doll was the reason that this line got picked up in the first place, because this is so fun, and it's such a little thing. It's not really doing that much to change an A-line skirt to a bubble skirt, but having those sorts of options just, again, I was 12 at the time. I was the tween market, which a lot of doll brands really want to capture, and that was so exciting and appealing to me. I wanted to feel like a little fashion designer. I wanted my Dee doll, even if I just happened to have her with her little bubble skirt and I switched her little bow into her hair or something. It was really enticing to me to imagine that I could kind of customize her a little bit. It was appealing to me that I didn't have to destroy the doll to play with her in that way. And the designers were clearly incredibly passionate and really talented. And the passion really shines through in the Love Le Bun dolls. And I always love to see Spin Master in particular's doll offerings, as they're always really fun. More recently, we had Mermaid High, which did not last long at all. It had 2 releases and it was out the door. And they also have their current doll line, Unicorn Academy, which launched this year. I think it's releasing a little bit slowly, but maybe that's part of the strategy. And it has a seemingly successful media empire going on, and the show is really good, by the way. The dolls are nice, but they're not super unique like the Love Le Bun dolls. They're more of dolls of the characters from the show, which I like. I like the show, so I like having dolls of the show characters, but they don't feel like super premium and special like the Love Le Bun dolls. Regardless, I can't wait to see the next releases, as the show has a lot of really cool characters, exciting playset opportunities, fun outfits, unicorns, and more. Though I think Unicorn Academy is really fun, I hope that someday we can see another line like Love Le Bun hit the market. Did you have any Love Le Bun dolls? Do you remember seeing them around on store shelves at your friend's house? Or is this video your introduction to them? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this one. I'm still getting used to reading a script off of a teleprompter, so please excuse if anything came off a little stilted, or if you don't like that there were more jump cuts than usual. I'm working on it. And I have a huge passion for small, unknown doll brands like this one. This one's not as obscure as some of the other ones that I would like to discuss, and I mean, it's a focus of my collection to look at these smaller brands that didn't necessarily hit mass market appeal. I even started Dollect, an archival and directory website, and I did it specifically to help these sorts of dolls be remembered and archived better. Okay, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and what doll line do you want to see covered next? Maybe it's the next one on my list. Let me know.